Man, apparently I was doing psychedelics all kinda wrong when I was in high school. Flashback is brought to us by director Christopher McBride and stars Dylan O'Brien, Micah Monroe, and Emery Cohen. We follow Fred, played by Dylan O'Brien, a 30-ish-year-old man who's been recently looking back to his high school days. When Fred comes across a yearbook picture of one of his old friends, Cindy, played by Micah Monroe, he gets to thinking about her and wonders whatever happened to her. Apparently Cindy just disappeared one day and nobody really thought much about it. Fred has also started to have these weird flashes and visions that he can't explain. Some of these visions being flashbacks to when he was in high school. However, when remembering all these moments from his past, he starts to see things a little bit different. There's some stuff in the background that he's now noticing that he didn't originally. So Fred starts to investigate the situation, reconnecting with some old friends, trying to uncover the truth about what happened to Cindy. Remembering how they were all taking this new psychedelic drug at the time called Mercury. And then things start to get really weird, and Fred has a hard time telling if these visions he's having are actual memories or instead he's stuck in a flashback. Flashback, or as it was known until right before it was released, The Education of Frederick Fritzell. Flashback is a much better name, by the way, is a trippy ass fucking movie. This one's pretty out there and weird from the onset, but it does get much more out there by about the halfway point. I don't want to say a lot of specifics about the story, but just know that about the halfway point, this movie gets really twisty, turny, and out there. You are going to spend a great deal of this movie not knowing what the fuck is going on. But it's that kind of what the fuck is going on that still keeps you interested and invested. And a lot of that is due to Dylan O'Brien. His portrayal of this character is someone you just want to watch. You want to see what happens next. Now, I know O'Brien got his start on Teen Wolf or something. I don't know him from that. I know him from the Maze Runner movies. And I never thought he was bad in those. In fact, as far as YA novel movies go, the Maze Runner series was actually a pretty good one. But he has really matured here. You do really believe him as this early 30s character as well as the high school version of himself. O'Brien's character is just as confused as the audience. There's a lot of weird out there shit going on here. And because of that, the movie is kind of hard to follow at times. In fact, it's really hard to follow at times. There are chunks of this movie that are presented to us from the perspective of characters that are high on psychedelics. So you can imagine it gets a little weird and hard to follow at times. But as I said, even though it is hard to follow, there is something there that keeps you going. It's never boring, that's for damn sure. It's always really interesting. You really want to know what exactly is going on here. And the movie does give you an answer. You do get to that point, though it's not going to be the answer you think it is. I myself really did enjoy the conclusion of this story. I thought they did something very original and interesting, but I also acknowledge this movie is not going to be for everybody. The pure nature of where this movie goes makes it difficult to understand. You really got to pay attention and you got to think way outside of the box at times. The movie does help you along, but if you're not along for this ride, you're gonna be lost and you're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Fuck this shit, I'm not watching anymore. This is a movie you gotta pay attention to. But if you do, and it is the kind of movie that you're into, I think you're gonna find a very original and fresh conclusion to this story. The movie also has some great editing, and I don't always go out of my way to point out good or bad editing in a film, but this one, the editing really plays a part in the movie. The cuts and jumps here are really well done and very effective, especially given where this movie ends up going. I can't really say much more without spoiling stuff, but if you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Now, there is one spot that the movie did fall a bit short for me, and it is a technical thing. This movie's fucking dark, and I don't mean in tone, which, I mean, yes, it's dark in tone at times as well, but no, just physically, the way it's shot. It is shot really dark and kind of hard to tell what's going on at times. I started watching this movie during the day and I had to stop because of all the outside light that was glaring on the screen. The slightest bit of glare and you're not gonna be able to see it. I had to go back and finish the movie at night just so I could see clearly what was going on, and even then it was a bit hard. I mean, I know a lot of the movie takes place at night and it's supposed to be dark, but Jesus Christ, it's a movie, it's a visual medium. We still need to see what's going on. It's a lot like Alien Alien vs. Predator Requiem in that way that it's so fucking dark that there's times you just aren't totally sure what's going on. It's not quite that bad, but you get what I'm saying. They could have lightened it up a bit. I really thought something was wrong with my TV for a minute, but no, it's just the movie. It's really that dark in the nighttime scenes. That one thing aside though, I did really enjoy this story. It was very fresh and interesting. There's stuff in this movie that will twist your brain all kinds of different directions, and you don't always know if what you're seeing is real or if what you even think is real. And honestly, even though the movie does have a definitive ending, there's a lot of questions I would have. There's a lot of things I wonder about this world that they created. And within those questions, you could possibly change what happened in the end of the movie. This is one of those movies that people will be talking about the story and the world they created for quite some time. I would be surprised if there's not debates about this online for quite some time. And that's always a good thing. That makes some of the best movies when they're movies that stick with you afterwards and just keep you thinking about it and wanting to talk about it. And Flashback absolutely does do that. Guys, at the end of the day, I really enjoyed Flashback. While it is a very fresh and interesting story, it is also a very unorthodox story that some people are not going to be able to get down with. But if you're one of those people that like really twisty, turny movies that ask you questions that make you ask questions, then you're probably going to enjoy Flashback, and it will absolutely be worth a rent.
All he wanted was this.
I have to return some videotape.
This movie's a head scratcher, that's for sure. It's gonna get you asking questions and wondering things for days after watching it. But if you like those kind of movies and you're one of those people that like to go online and talk about what specific things in movies could or could not mean, then check out Flashback one night and I think you'll have a great time with it. So there it is, guys, my review of Flashback. If you enjoyed and want more content like this, hit that subscribe button and help my little channel grow. If you liked what I had to say, give me a like. If not, let me know in the comments below why. And as always, stay sexy, Milwaukee. This is one of those movies that you want to watch again. I can't wait to jump back into this thing. I'm definitely going to watch it over the course of the next few days again. I want to go at it from a different perspective, so if nothing else, I can just understand it better because I know I'm going to get questions in the comments of this movie over time asking what this, that, or the other actually meant. And at this point, honestly, I don't fucking know. So maybe after I watch it again and do a little bit more analyzing, I'll be able to give you an answer. So I'm going to try and be proactive about that and go ahead and give this one another go. I fully understand the broad idea of what happened in this movie, but there are definitely some questions that I still have. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is, if you've watched the movie, you come here, watch my review, and then want to comment asking a question about something really out there about this movie, I'll do my best, but just know that at this point, I don't fucking know.